Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube, and I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead, which is starting Monday the 4th of April through till Sunday the 10th of April 2022. So while you're coming over, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support and for helping me continue to do my work here at Temple of Balance. So I trust you're well. I'm coming to you quite early because we had daylight savings end yesterday or over the weekend. So it sort of feels like 8 o'clock, but it's only about 7. It's 6:57 a.m. on Monday, the 4th of April. So welcome to you. It's so lovely to see you here. So it's cold. It's early and it's cold, but I'm all rubbed up. So yeah. Let's see. So if you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my combined Speed of Light Oracle cards that have been combined with my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. There's 110 cards here, and I'm going to use this combined deck to look for the best cards for this week ahead. Please take on board the stuff, the information, the parts that feel right to you and that resonate with you and that seem like I'm speaking directly to you. You can trust those things. It's no accident that we might happen to be on the same page for part or some of the things that come up. So you can trust those things, let the other things go, and just think of this as a guide only. So yes, let's see. So last week, our theme for last week, as a little quick recap, our theme last week was the penguins, which talked about an unbreakable bond and that really important connection that we have with someone else who we're at distance with, so physically, or they may even be in spirit, but knowing that that bond is strong. So I trust that you felt comfort and support from those bonds or that bond that you connected with last week. So for this new week, I'm shuffling my cards and I'm asking the cards to show us the best cards that we need to know for this week ahead for the majority of us, starting Monday the 4th of April through till Sunday the 10th of April 2022. So what do we need to know, the majority of us who have been led here live or later to the replay? What do we need to know for this week ahead? Okay. Wonder the fog and low cloud may clear. There's a little bit of blue sky, I see. Okay, just still shuffling, holding the intention. So the best cards for this week, the 4th to the 10th of April 2022, for the majority of us are these. Okay, let's get these down. I'm going to put them face down, so I'm just going to duck out of shot for a little bit, and then I will come back and talk. So okay, we have 6 Speed of Light, 2 Animal Kingdom. So let's turn these guys over. Interesting lineup here. We've got no feature cards, no dragons. We have a row of 5 and then a row of 3 underneath. And they all look quite lined up. Everything looks quite lined up. So let's start with the beginning of the week. We have the Yogi card 32, and he says Epiphany, learn, lead and comprehend. This shows that the beginning of the week potentially brings a penny dropping, meaning that something sort of locks into place and we may understand on a deeper level why something happened or why we went through a certain thing or why things happened the way that they did. So this is especially the case for something that may have been a bit confusing for us. Why did that happen? Why did it happen that way? Why did this not happen? And just this confusion perhaps about a situation and the way things turned out. But there is this sense here on Monday that the penny drops and we get that aha moment, that epiphany, where things seem to make sense on a deeper level. So there's an understanding potentially about on Monday. There's also energy here around learning and leading. So if you're learning, or either formally or informally learning something, a student of some sort, then this will probably be amplified on Monday, or there might be something significant happening with the learning side of things. Also leading, so leading the way, teaching, leading, helping others perhaps, or being a leader even in our own life, although that doesn't often come up in this particular card. This is about leading the way, usually for others, or there are others involved. So mainly this is about a deeper level of understanding about a situation that previously confused us. So more information may come to light, or we may be just doing something very basic, some very basic simple thing, washing the dishes, driving the car, and then suddenly it's like, it becomes clear, the light bulb moment. Okay, so then we move into Tuesday. This may even be later on Monday. But there is the Tree Maiden again. We had the Tree Maiden last week, and it's card 42. It says ending, surrender, growth, and illumination. So this brings a potency, and there is a general potency around at this time, meaning that things seem louder, things seem bigger, things seem more complicated or more painful, or perhaps even more pleasant than they probably really are. So there's things under the spotlight early this week, the end of Monday into Tuesday, but in general at this time, because we did have this card last week, so it does show, and just from what I'm feeling of the energy, there is a bit of a potency around too. So things may be blown out of proportion. Let's remember not to take things too personally. But things usually get louder when something's trying to get our attention that we didn't see before. So if we can notice what's trying to get our attention, then it shouldn't need to get louder and louder and louder and louder. So just something to keep in mind. Are we blowing something out of proportion? Is this big mountain, this looming fear, this difficult thing, are we making it worse than it actually really is? So are we turning the molehill or the anthill into a mountain when it's actually only an anthill? So let's keep perspective of things and make sure we're not blowing things out of proportion. But at the same time, if we are overreacting to things, it can actually be quite an interesting perspective to observe, because it can reveal to us where our insecurities are, what our issues are, what's sitting underneath. Why have we overreacted like we have? What's triggered us and why? So it can be very revealing for our healing. Okay, still on Tuesday the 5th of April, there's something I feel with this card to be grateful for. It's card 2 called Prayers, or Prayer, no S on the end. It says ask, help, answers, and improvement. So it feels like there's something to really appreciate on Tuesday, something that happens, some shift in a conflict or a troubling situation that may have a new light that's put on it, a new light that makes us or helps us or others see that this is actually a favourable thing. So there is something quite favourable, there is improvement potentially about, and there might be help now that's offered. Maybe the help wasn't offered before because other people didn't see that it was needed, but it feels like maybe something's being revealed, something under the spotlight, but in a bit of a different way to the other spotlight I talked about, which is intensifying everything. This feels like something that's needed comes under the spotlight and may be revealed to other people or someone or even ourselves of a help or an assistance that's required. So something's under the spotlight that needs our attention and improvement is likely. But let's trust that our prayers are being answered, our intentions are being heard. Okay, Wednesday, the 6th of April, we have the crocodile. The crocodile's come up a couple of times these last couple of weeks. It's card 5, and it says, stand in your survival power. So again, we're being reminded that we are survivors, that we will get through whatever it is we're going through right now. So the challenge and the challenges to our survival, especially things like our health, our finances, our living situation. These are quite primal things that may be under the spotlight for some of us right now. So let's remind ourselves that we are survivors, that we will get through this, and that we have survived before, and we are going to continue to survive again. And if you're sick of just surviving, then we do have the power to take that let's just survive, or we're just surviving, to the next level. So there might be things that we're questioning around our survival, especially around health, finances, our home situation, or work situation. Relationships can also be included. So let's stand in our survival power on Wednesday. We are survivors, but we can do more than just survive. So let's be content with surviving if we're in sort of life and death mode. If our survival is taken care of and has been for a little while, if our health is okay and being managed, if our finances are okay and being managed, if our home situation is okay and being managed, then our survival needs are taken care of. So then how can we take our just surviving to the next level? If we're being challenged with our survival things, especially health, finances, our home situation, if these are dire, if these are life and death right now, then all we can do is look at what can we do right now to survive. And if that's the mode we're in, that's the mode we're in. But some of us may think we're in that mode, but actually we're not. And in fact, sometimes thinking we're in that mode when everything is really okay can actually hold us back from thriving. So what are your current survival needs? Are they being met? Are you being challenged in this situation or in this area? Yes. If you are in all those things, then just do your best to survive. If you're not, and you really are okay in these survival areas, then let's really consider how or where we can push ourselves out of just surviving and into something more that life has to offer. So we are strong, we are courageous, we are survivors, and let's take it deeper if we need to. Okay, Thursday the 7th of April. Thursday the 7th we have the Sea Dragon. And the Sea Dragon is card 18, and the Sea Dragon reminds us to be patient. I was going to say patient, but it doesn't say patient, so I will add it. To be patient and gentle with ourselves. So this suggests there might be something that comes up, or a way that we feel on Thursday that may be a little self-critical, or a lot self-critical, but may see us losing our patience with ourselves and maybe losing our patience with others. So through the energy of the Sea Dragon, there is a delicacy, a gentleness. There is something quite delicate about this energy. So we might find that we might find it helpful to practice patience and gentleness with ourselves. Let's become our best friend instead of our worst enemy. So we may feel a little sensitive on Thursday as well. So how can we step it up and be there for ourselves? There is one person that's with us our whole lifetime, from the moment we take our first breath till the moment we take our last, and that is us. So if we haven't already, let's try and make peace with ourselves so that we can become our best friend, our biggest supporter as we walk through this journey of our life. Let's stop being critical and judgmental and harsh and nasty to ourselves. So patience, gentleness, and this delicate, sensitive energy may be present on Thursday. So let's flow with it. Let's embrace our fragility, our rawness, and just see it as part of who we are. So there may be a bit of an emotional sort of space for us on Thursday. So Friday, the 8th of April, we have expression, card 31. And it says communication, listen, share, deliver, and trust. So this is about delivering a message or delivering something that we've been feeling inside. It may have been something that's come up from Thursday because of the sea dragon's gentle, patient suggestion to be patient and gentle with ourselves. So there may be something that's stirring, something that shifts. In fact, things may stir. There is an intensity potentially early in the week. There might be things under the spotlight. Our survival may be questioned. We may question our health, our finances, our home situation, for example. And we may feel sensitive. So there might be something that needs to move, an energy that needs to move. I like to think of expression as moving energy that's been bottled up. So if you've been bottling up energy lately and things are brewing and bubbling and boiling inside you, you might find that on Friday that there's an opportunity for you to express yourself. It can be through your communication, your involvement, your expression of yourself with other people. It may be through listening. It may be through writing things down in your journal, writing letters to people for release, or writing letters to clear the air. It may be body movement or exercise or things that you can do to get the energy moving. Creating is another great way of expressing. So expressing or expression is getting energy moving that's been inside. It could be thought, it could be feeling, it could be hurt, it could be pain, it could be joy, it could be appreciation. It could be a whole range of different emotions. But we all know what it feels like to bottle things up. So bottling things up means we're not expressing, we're not letting the energy move, we're not feeling our way through whatever it is that we're going through. So if you've been bottling things up, it's probably going to be really important throughout the week, and especially on Friday, to look at how you can take the bottle lid off instead of letting it blow off in some random moment that triggers us. How can we choose to take the lid off what we've been bottling up and gently pouring the contents out and back in, and returning it back to nature, back to energy, rather than letting it brew and go off and go rancid and then the lid explode off the milk bottle lid, and then things come to a head. We don't want it to reach that space. So we do have the power to express, which basically means get the energy moving, feeling, expressing, clearing the air, creating, moving our body, working things out, writing things in our journal. All this helps get the energy moving. So expression, really important on Friday. We may also find ourselves in a situation where we may need to verbally express ourselves, or someone's verbally expressing to us, and we need to listen. So expressing or listening to on Friday. Saturday, the 9th of April, we have focus, card 38. It says holding position, timing, and growth. This suggests there may be naysayers or a naysayer present around us on Saturday. Someone who thinks they know better than us, someone who may even have advice or have opinions or have something that they need to say. We've been talking about this, so maybe it's not just Friday, maybe it's also Saturday too. But there may be something that needs to be said. It may come at us from a person who cares, a person who sees our situation from their perspective. It doesn't mean necessarily they're seeing it in a true way, but they're seeing it their way, and they may have things they want to say to us. We can listen, we can choose to listen, we could take their advice. There might be something great in what they've got to say. But there is a naysayer energy to this card, and it does suggest there may be someone that doesn't agree with our choices, that doesn't like the course we're taking, and they may throw an opinion onto us that is not aligned with where we're going or what we know to be true. We don't have to listen to other people's opinions or advice at all. So we can just let it be water running off a duck's back, if that's the case, because we can trust in where we find ourselves right now on our life's path. We have walked the path. There's a little path here. We have walked the path that's led us to this point. Hopefully, we know the choices we've made, the sacrifices we've made, the decisions that we've made to get to where we are today. We know why we did certain things at certain times. So we know, hopefully, why we've got to this point in our life. And other people may have a judgment of that, but, you know, I feel it's really about holding firm and holding strong in our truth and what we know to be true about our path, but also about who we are. Let's not waver from our position because other people might have a problem with it. Let's hold true and strong in our body, in our heart, with our breath, with our stance. Holding position, and here we grow from here. So let's be strong as we hold position. Let's not be rattled or take personally other people's attacks or judgments or opinions of us. Because we're the ones in our body, we're the ones doing what we do. We know us best. Others don't. They may think they do, but they don't. There may be a little gem in something that's said, and if we overreact, there may be also something in that. But I think no matter what happens with other people here, we can put that aside. I feel like this is very much about confirming our stance, holding true to ourselves, our values, our ethics, our morals, what's important to us, our truth, and holding that position and growing from there. And then another friend from last week has come up for Sunday, the 10th of April. This is a really motivating card, and in some ways the energy feels a little maybe heavy, maybe a bit emotional this week, and maybe a bit heavy and emotional. Things seem to be lining up though, so there seems to be a lining up of things. There may be an amplification of energy as well, so we may overreact, we may take things personally, especially if we're not centered and we're not clear and certain in ourselves, then we may get knocked about. So there could be a bit of a stormy energy around this week depending how centered we are. But it feels like finally, with this card coming up for Sunday, that things are starting to move again. Because things do feel a bit hovery, a bit heavy and hovery, a bit like a fog that just sits very heavy. And until a breeze comes in and blows the fog out and reveals the sun or whatever, or what have you, the warmth, the fog sort of hovers. So there's a misty, foggy, bit of a heavy sort of energy that feels like it potentially hovers this week. So misty energy can be quite damp, so that sort of suggests again that there may be emotions that also hover and sit this week. But Sunday, there is a shift potentially here. In fact, it may even start through Saturday, but this card brings movement now. This is the sun, this is the wind that's blowing the mist and the foggy energy away. So this is card 10. Let's come up for the 10th. Called Action Taking. It says move on, horizon, forward and let go. So this did come up last week. I did talk about it and I'm going to talk about it again. But it's saying that the sun, we've been encouraged to let the sun set on old parts of our life that have expired, that don't work any longer, that have changed. And as we let the sun set on the old parts of our life, as we grieve, as we let go, then we also give ourselves permission to let the sun rise on new parts of our life now, on new lands, new opportunities, new people, new relationships coming in, just in general, new situations that want to arise in our life. So we may find that this week we need to shut some doors, but we may feel resistant to do that. But by the weekend, hopefully we'll feel ready to shut those doors and to put an end to what we've been waiting on or what's been hovering. And hopefully we'll be ready too to open some new doors now, to look for some new opportunities, some new options. What's new that's on the horizon now? So this is action taking, there is action, there is movement. We may find ourselves quite motivated and quite inspired by the closing of old doors or the opening of new doors to get things happening, to ignite that fire again for us moving forward. So they are the cards for this week. Very interesting. So I trust they resonate. We will see what happens as we flow through the week. So I'm going to pull the theme card in just a moment. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this connection, if it's resonated with you, even in some small way, then please interact. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would like to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. So I have my next card reading club coming up on the 15th of April. That's a Friday. It may be a Thursday for you. Not the 15th, but it'll be Friday Australian time, which may be Thursday. We'll be looking at theme cards, and I'll be talking about the importance of theme cards in reading. So if you want to join me for that, you can register on my website. And for my next online art class, also on Friday the 15th of April, we're talking and connecting with the solar plexus chakra, which is our power center. So let's move some energy, let's connect with our power, let's look at why we feel powerless and things like this. But if you would love to learn more about the work I do, my card decks, my earrings, pendants, artwork, all sorts of things, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. So, our theme card will help bring this week together. It will help us see the bigger picture for this week. So I'm already feeling a misty, foggy, heavy energy kind of hovering for the most part of this week. It doesn't have to be that way though. We could recognize that this energy is present. Like for me, I'm not going to let it hover. Like I can feel that it's potentially going to hover up until the weekend. That's not good enough for me. I'm not going to allow myself to hover in some heavy, foggy, misty energy. So that's just my personality. Now this has come to my attention. I'm not waiting till the weekend. So for me, I'm going to start making my move and taking some action today, which is Monday for me, because like I say, I'm not going to sit back and wait for this hovering energy to blow away. If I know it's going to be there, I've got the power to do something about it today. So for me, it's not going to come up on Sunday. It's coming up for me Monday because I'm choosing for that to be so. I'm going to be active. I'm not going to sit back. I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm not going to wait around. I'm going to be proactive right from now. So you feel the difference here? So tapping into the cards shows hovery. Tapping into what I've determined is good for me. I'm not saying it's good for you or not, but this is just the way I approach things. It's not good enough for me. It's not going to happen for me this week. So just by me verbalizing this is already shifting energy, because I can feel maybe some of you feel motivated by this. So we might find something quite different in our theme card now compared to what I felt before. And that the theme card will show us the overarching bridge connection between all the days this week. So the best theme card, which I feel quite excited about grabbing, the theme card for us this week is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. Yes, see? This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's card 15, the Peacock. And it says, increasing self-confidence. There is something bright about this card. There is something bright, confident, protective, but also very beautiful, very active about this particular card. So it also brings an amplification. You know, Peacock is the master of illusion, we could say, when it brings up its tail feathers to make it look like there are all these eyes, or it's bigger than what it appears to the predator in front or what have you. So there is still highlight of things potentially being blown out of proportion, things being amplified, is potentially still probable for this week, but there is a growing sense of confidence in ourselves, our abilities, a confidence in our truth, a confidence in our ability to stand strong, to speak strongly, and to be ourselves in a strong and confident manner. Now, with confidence comes clarity, because it's very unusual and unlikely, I've not ever felt it that I can remember before, is to feel super clear and have clarity about something but not feel confident about it. Clarity and confidence go hand in hand. So if we're feeling confident, we're going to feel clear. If we're feeling clear, we're going to feel confident. And also confidence brings with it self-belief. And this is only something I've recently learned in the last year or so, is that when I'm feeling confident and when I'm feeling clear about where I'm going, opportunities or what I'm doing, whatever it might be, I also feel very strong self-belief. I believe in myself when I'm confident. I believe in myself when I'm feeling clarity. So you see, there is something very boosting, something very uplifting, something very supportive, very sun-like about confidence. So I would not be surprised if early in the week, hopefully, for some of us, I know I will for me, that building our confidence, building our self-belief and taking the steps to do that can help part the misty, foggy clouds and bring the sun out, because this card is like the sun. This card, this peacock, this confidence is like the sun coming out. So yes, I may have felt early on described the peacock feathers coming up as like an intimidation, like an amplification, things being bigger or seeming bigger than what they are. But I also feel now that these feathers coming up are like the sun coming out. So letting the sun come out in our life. So how can we do that? So I've talked about misty, foggy, heavy-ish emotional energy potentially hovering this week up until around Sunday. But I've also talked about, for me personally, my lack of acceptance of that. I'm not going to drag my feet in that energy. So now I want to talk about, okay, what might I now do to push through or break through that heavy, misty energy that I'm talked about? If that's the energy that's hovering, how can we break through it? So for me, that will, from what I'm feeling right now, that's going to mean that I'm going to be, as soon as I finish here, in fact, it already started before I started the video, I'm going to be moving places at a pace that excites me. And what I mean is, this might sound really weird, and maybe it's not something everyone could do, but this is what works for me, is because I've got the house there, I've got my studio just here, I've got the kiln on today too, actually. So every time I leave my studio, I'm walking up the ramp up to the house, because it's sort of elevated. Well, unless I feel unwell, I'm jogging all the way back to the back door. So instead of dragging my feet, I'm tired, I pick up myself, I lighten my body, and I do a little jog back up to the house. Just a little thing, but it makes a difference. So just to get the energy moving, feeling active, feeling movement again in my body. So I'm going to be moving my body, I'm going to be jogging, I'm going to be trotting, I'm going to be skipping places, literally. I'm going to increase my exercise starting from now. As soon as this video finishes, I'm going to do some Tai Chi, and I'm going to do some jumping about, and I'm going to do some dancing and some movement to remind my body that it's alive. Now, if you're not in a state where you can do that, it's okay. You don't have to do that. This is just what I will do. I'll also continue writing in my journal to get the energy moving. I'll continue to be aware of how I feel, aware of triggers and things that are happening that trigger me or spark a certain different feeling. I'm going to continue to be proactive in situations that are a bit stuck or that are a bit stagnant. I'm going to take steps to clear the air in situations that may feel a bit heavy or may feel a bit like they're going nowhere. Okay, what can I do to get these moving? So I may have to communicate or call somebody, get some stuff happening, get some movement happening. So this is where I'm starting, just if that's helpful for you. If you don't know where to start, but you also want to do this too, put on your favourite song that uplifts you, that gets you moving, that gets you bopping and dancing and singing. Help yourself feel alive. Help yourself feel alive in some little way. So that's what I'll be doing. I encourage you to do that too, or do whatever resonates. Yours won't look the same as mine. We're all different people. So hopefully something I've shared might spark something with you, but there might be something that's been hovering that you're ready to look at and face and take action on from now. Let's not wait till next Sunday, the 10th of April. I can't wait that long. That's a whole week away. No way. If I'm in hovery energy for 3 days, that's way too long for me. So 7 days, no way. No way. So I'm starting this today. So that shines a bit of a new light on these cards too. It lightens them up. So our theme card is increasing self-confidence. If we allow ourselves to increase that confidence, it is our choice. We could hover in the misty, heavy energy all week long and for weeks to come. But we don't have to. So how can you increase your confidence? How can you let the sun come out? How can you get proactive in areas of your life that need it? So quite motivating, I feel. Have a great week. Happy birthday, happy anniversary if you're celebrating. And let's not settle and curl up under the misty fog for too long this week. So thanks for watching. Have a great week ahead. I may be back later for a 4/4 healing event. I don't know. I've been up early. I've been doing things early. I'm ready early. But I do have a lot of things to do today. So if I'm inspired to and have the time, I may be back later. If not, I'll do my best to pop in through the week for some supportive videos. So take care, and I will see you next time. Sending you loads and loads and loads of love and motivation and support from my heart to yours. Thank you so much.